Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. In this video, I want to talk about how your manifestations and your daily life is affected by the ego, the mind. And this is something that I see over and over again with my clients. And when I go to see my mentor for a tune-up to help me stay fresh for my clients, because we all need coaches and mentors and healers. Everybody does. Even people that are at the top, they need somebody too, because we need to be reminded of the mind. We need to be reminded not to follow these, the call of the mind and not the soul. So I do see this with my clients is that they and I miss it sometimes. I'm on a call sometimes and I will forget to bring it to their attention until I go for my tune up with my mentor. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been abandoning my clients with this teaching. And this teaching is pretty much being able to see the mind. All right. So I sit on calls with people and we talk about what they're manifesting, right? They're like, hey, I'm really manifesting this special person and they're just not coming in. Or I really need this $10,000 or this new house or somebody to buy my house and nothing is happening. And what we have to become aware of is what are we saying out loud? What are we listening to? What are we repeating over and over and over again in our mind that is literally manifesting in our current reality? The reason why we're not getting results is because maybe on some level, it's not time yet, right? Or we are expecting those results. We keep saying that nothing is coming. We keep repeating that to other people. We keep complaining. So we have to take a helicopter view and say, okay, ego, I see you. I see the stories that you're playing over and over and over again. And you become aware of it and you must write it down. Because if you're not aware of it and if you don't write it down, you can't change it. And you're going to keep getting the same results, which is no progress. You're going to keep staying the same. So it takes work. And that's why I like to call it vibrational work on my channel. We're working on our bodies. We're working on the mind. We're working on the soul to become more of the observer of the mind. So the main message here is you have to know that the mind is separate from the spirit and the soul, right? The soul and the spirit lives in that beautiful body of yours, and the mind is not you. And a lot of my clients are still identifying with the mind, right? We're still in the mix. It's like we're literally the mind. We think we are the mind. So when you separate and pull back and say, oh, those thoughts are not me, I can see it more clearly now. Do you guys feel that? Do you feel the difference there? So let me give you an example. The mind will tell you that nothing is arriving. The mind will tell you that you're doing something wrong. The mind will tell you that you should be doing more. The mind will tell you that you have to have answers right now. You're seeing all these signs and synchronicities and you don't know what they mean. And I need to know. That is not you. So you have to pause right now and witness that thought and go, oh, that's something outside of me. That is the mind trying to protect me and trying to control my reality. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to take a deep breath. I see those thoughts. The thought that just said, I have to have answers. The thought that just said, my manifestation is not coming because I'm doing something wrong, right? See that thought, write it down on a piece of paper and realize that that is not you. You're the person behind that. And you're watching that thought like a cloud passing in the sky. And when you do this, you all of a sudden become blank. You're now the sky. You're just there. You're just pure presence. You're in the now moment. You're blank. There are no thoughts. Okay, so the clouds passing by are not attached to the sky. Okay, they're not you. And they're literally moving. Okay, so if you could leave this video becoming the master of always just observing the clouds, some are dark clouds, some are pure white, beautiful, positive clouds, aka thoughts. So you get to be the one who decides on which clouds to absorb, which clouds to really feed into. And when you master this, that's when your manifestations can drop in because you're doing less thinking. When we first spiritually awaken, the mind gets really, really loud and it just wants to attain everything. It like is almost like dangerous because you're a spiritual being and now you know so much about manifestation that the mind is taking it to the next level. And it's like, let's get this, let's get that. Where the soul is like, no, that's not the point of awakening. The point of awakening is becoming closer and closer and closer to your soul, to your heart, to pure source energy, which is love. So when you've mastered awakening is when you're walking around not needing anything, but knowing that you're here to be of service, to smile, to love strangers, to help people forgive and have compassion, to see that if you create something in your reality, you must accept it, forgive it, and then shift it. And the only way to do this and to master it is to be the sky, to be the observer of the clouds and your thoughts and not attached to them. Okay, so right now in your life, I want you to blank your mind out. And it might take a little work and practice, right? Because you're so used to identifying with those thoughts. Those thoughts help you get in the car and drive somewhere. Those thoughts help you go work out. Those thoughts help you get things done. So a lot of people freak out when they're like, Michelle, wait, you're telling me not to listen to that voice, but that voice gets things done. I'm saying trust that you do not have to do anything right now. You blank out your mind. And in that blanking, you're saying, I believe my soul will move me when the time is right to take action. So, to be very, very connected and in the flow with source energy, you have to have the most faith in yourself. You have to trust that if you have something due at 1 p.m. tomorrow, and your soul is saying, take a nap at 1 p.m. today, and your ego is saying, no, we need to get this done now. It's due tomorrow. We're not going to have time tonight, da da da. But your body's saying rest. Can you blank out and not listen to that mind and lay on the couch and take a nap? Will you be able to rest knowing that you trust yourself to do it at 8 p.m. tonight, to do it at 9 a.m. tomorrow? That is not living dangerously or procrastinating. It is just fully trusting your soul and yourself that you'll be moved to take action when the time is right. And you are always protected and guided. So, what if you fall asleep and you have the most amazing dream, and that somehow is fuel for that 1 p.m. assignment? What if you get an idea during that dream space and spirit was leading you to rest to allow that idea to come through? So when we disidentify with the mind, right, and when we follow the soul and the spirit, we actually get more. We actually see how the magic is working through us and for us, and it makes life easier. So you have to be a little bit of a risk taker to believe that, okay, if I don't do this thing right now because I feel guided not to do it, I have to have faith that this is all going to make sense in the end. And I'm not going to follow the mind that is telling me that I have to do it or I'm going to get in trouble. Okay, so that's the voice that we need to become more and more aware of, and we need to separate from it. You are not your thoughts, you are the observer, and you get to choose which ones to listen to. And when you choose not to listen to them in this moment, that can be scary because you're like, wait, well, then what do I do with myself? I'm just sitting here blank. That's when you stay blank. And then if you get the inspiration to go somewhere, go there. And it's normally not a bossy thought. It's normally, ooh, let's go to the park. Or, ooh, let's go cut up an apple. It's a very, very subtle voice that'll come in and give you a suggestion. That is your soul. That is your body leading you to the next thing. And when you can master the mind, I always call it freeing the mind. Think about a bird in a cage. The door is opening and that bird can now fly. You're setting it free. Where before it was stuck in that cage and it was chirping and chirping and chirping and it was driving you nuts. So if you see in my shorts on YouTube, on Instagram, if I talk about freeing your mind, or in my Micah magic deck that I created, I have a card that says free your mind. This is what I'm talking about. You are setting those thoughts free. You're not allowing them to pester you anymore. You're not living by them. You are not in a cage being forced to do what it's telling you to do. You are a free spirit. You can fly now, and you can trust that when you set those negative thoughts free and you watch those dark clouds pass by, what follows? A beautiful rainbow, sunshine, more light, more ideas, more inspiration. So if you are needing answers in your life right now, if you're wanting confirmation about your manifestations, my advice to you is to blank out the mind, sit on your couch and say, nope, I'm not going to think any thoughts. I'm just going to trust that if an idea or a small thought pops in, go do the dishes. That'll make you feel better later. Okay, I'll go do that. You're going to listen to those thoughts. You're not going to listen to the fearful, controlling, I need to know, what can I do to create money right now? How can I force myself to find this job that I just lost? Whatever it is you're trying to attain, put that on the back burner for now and just be in the present moment and do what feels fun. Do what feels light. And in that moment, the mind will get scared and it's saying, we're not being productive. We're not taking action. We're not following normal societal rules of being a good citizen and doing what's right. That is the complete opposite of a spiritual journey. A spiritual journey is following your heart and letting go and letting spirit move you. Your soul wants to move you in that beautiful body to everything that you're manifesting. You're on my channel to manifest, but in order to get there, you have to be moved to it, or you have to sit still and let it come to you. But if the mind is chirping and forcing you to do things that feel resistant, that feels heavy, you're going to block those manifestations from coming in because you're over here following every thought and believing every thought and taking action on every thought, thinking you're being productive, moving towards your manifestation, but you're actually moving the other way. And if you could just sit still and just be chill for a minute and say, okay, I'm just going to observe the clouds. Observe the clouds, and I'm not going to follow them. I'm just going to sit here and say, okay, I see that thought. I see the fear. I see the doubt. And the more you cling to the fear and doubt, that's actually more energy keeping you in lack and limitation. It takes so much energy to stay in fear and lack and limitation. But if you imagine yourself sitting wherever you are and watching the fear, limitation, and lack move past you, and it's allowed to come into your reality. We're human. Our mind is designed to protect us. So it's going to give us the thoughts like, hey, this could happen. Or, hey, remember when this happened in the past? Or what if this happens in the future? You're just observing it. Okay. And when you sit there and you're not attached to it, it's not really a weighted thing. You're not feeling the density of it. When you're in fear, you're in a dense vibration. You've just stepped down to a lower level of consciousness. But if you could stay put and be the sky, you're in the highest state of consciousness, observing. You're just observing, saying, I know everything is coming to me when it's meant to come. I see the sign. I see 333. I see a feather. I see a butterfly. And you're not chasing the butterfly. You're not chasing the numbers saying, I need you because you're proof that something is coming. No, you're just the sky and you're holding space for all of this magic to happen around you. And you're just enjoying each moment. And that is pure presence and peace. You don't need anything else. Okay, I'm going to do another video. I'll link it here about signs and how to interpret them. I've done a couple in the past, but I'm going to update it and do one this week. So stay tuned for that. It might already posted. I'm not sure. But if I can remember, I'll link it here. But observing the mind and not attaching to it is a game changer. It is the best way to live life because when you're in this state, everything flows. There's no hiccups. There's no flat tires. There's no terrible things that are happening. And if they do happen, you're still chilling, going, okay, I'm being held up right now. It's okay. You know, I was stuck on a plane for 2 hours in the middle of the night the other night, and I didn't freak out. I just was like, it's okay. We're here. I'm trusting. I'm just going to put on some music, work on my affirmations, help maybe other people calm down around me. And it was just, I wasn't going to let a hiccup in my reality disturb my heaven on earth. I've worked so hard to create this heaven on earth for myself that I am not going to let something that's happening outside of me affect it. And sometimes I believe those things happen just to see how we respond. It could be your higher self bringing you this experience to show you how far you've come, to give yourself a high five, to see how well you're handling life now, no matter what chaos is happening. And that's what I want to do on my channel is I want to get these messages out there to as many people as I can to get them out of the mind. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are always going to beat up on you. And we have to see it and not choose it and be the observer and allow the next bright and sunny thought to come through, which is, I'm doing the best that I can. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. walking through life with curiosity like a child, being like, oh, when's the next sign going to come? And I'm not going to attach to it. I don't need it. But that excitement for what's next is what we all need. So please help me get these messages out there. I want my channel to grow. I want more people to feel this peaceful, non-chaotic energy of living life, not attaching to the mind, being moved by the soul and the spirit, and experiencing magic everywhere you go. The universe will literally roll out a red carpet for you, and it's like everything clicks into place. And then you get a glimpse of the past life that you used to live because you're around somebody else with negative thoughts and they're attaching to the mind. And all of a sudden, you're able to show that person, hey, this is what's possible. If you don't attach to the mind, you can live this way. And imagine if we all lived that way, the world would be different. It would be a different vibration on the planet. There would not be this dense, fearful, lack, limitation energy. And we could be the start of that. So let's like, comment, subscribe. Let's spread these messages. Share this video with anybody who you feel is stuck in their mind and they don't even know it. They keep listening to the limitation, and hopefully this will wake them up. I'm sending you all so much love, and I will see you in the next one. If you want to work with me, everything is below. I do a mentorship, I do one-to-one coaching, I do one-to-one readings. I love helping people overcome the mind and fall back into the spirit and be in the now. All right, lovies, I hope you have the most wonderful day being the observer, and thank you for supporting me and my channel. All right, peace out.